Hello everyone, my name is Ian. You're watching Big Rock Moto. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Now, what I have for you today is a review of all the accessories, the way I've customized my Yamaha Tenere 700 for long distance and short distance adventure riding on and off road. The T7 is a great bike right off the showroom floor, but by adding some things like crash protection and luggage and some comfort and ergonomic items, you can really expand its potential, its comfort, its durability, and the ability to carry all the luggage with you that you'd like to carry. Now, a full disclaimer before I go any further. Yes, it is true that I am in part of the affiliate program with Rocky Mountain ATV MC. And so if you buy something from Rocky Mountain using one of my links, I do get a small commission, which helps support content creation on the channel. Now, with that being said, I don't want you to think that I'm just doing this video just to sell affiliate items. That's not true. As with all my videos, I really want to deliver value to you. And any of the stuff I show here, I'm only showing it because I'm willing to spend my own money on it. Much of the stuff that you're going to see in this video, I did buy with my own money. Only a few of the Tusk products were actually sent to me free of charge for testing and promotion. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Why don't we start with talking about some of the crash protection that I like to use on the Tenere 700. So the Tenere really benefits from crash bars to protect the radiator and also these very vulnerable plastic fairings here. So these are the Tusk crash bars. They've been thoroughly tested, dropped with this bike, and they've held up extremely well. They're sturdy, they're easy to mount. They give you a nice place to mount driving lights, and very, very happy with them, have no hesitation in recommending them. Yes, there are a lot of other good crash bars on the market, but the Tusk is really a value-oriented item, and I think it delivers very good performance. It's going to be good enough for just about everybody. For the skid plate, I also have the Tusk Quiet Guides skid plate. What I like about this skid plate is that it's two-piece. It has the metal piece, but then it also has the replaceable plastic piece, which allows you to glide over rocks instead of getting hung up, but it's also replaceable if that was to get too beat up. So I do like the design of these Tusk skid plates, and I do recommend them. They protect the engine and the exhaust very effectively, and it also comes in at a great price. Now for handguards, I definitely recommend using metal wraparound handguards because when you drop the bike or crash it, you want to protect your hands, but also you want to protect from breaking off your levers and not being able to operate your clutch and your brake. So personally, I really am a fan of the Bark Buster handguards mostly because they are specifically made for each bike. So they'll come with a mounting kit that's specific to your motorcycle in most cases. So the hardware is going to fit perfectly. You're not going to have any installation issues. On something like a dual sport or a dirt bike, handguards tend to be a bit more universal, and I like the Tusk handguards for those. But for the adventure bikes, I really like the Bark Buster because they just fit very, very well. One item of crash protection that I actually don't have, but I would recommend getting, and I would put on this bike next if I were keeping the bike, would be the engine case protectors. And I'll link those here, but I would really recommend looking at that just because I think it's a little bit vulnerable to damage from rocks if you were to fall over. So if you're going to be hardcore riding off-road with this bike, I'd get those plastic engine covers just to protect from getting a puncture in your engine case. So when looking at luggage for your adventure bike or for your Tenere 700, you have a lot of good options out there. You have really well-established, super high-quality brands like Moto and Wolfman and Giant Loop, and I fully recommend those. They're amazing products. Another option that you have is going with the Tusk products from Rocky Mountain. The thing I like about the Tusk products is that they deliver a value-oriented alternative to some of those higher-priced items, but they're still durable enough for the way the average person is going to use them. So I like to use the Olympus Tank Bag. I actually have both sizes, the small and the large one. I typically like to use the large one on this bike. For the luggage, I have two different setups that I use, and you've seen these in my travel videos when I've gone to Death Valley and some other trips. This is the Highland X2 setup, and I really, really like this setup. It keeps the weight very close to the bike. It is very easy to get in and out of the bags. They're easy to take on and off the motorcycle, and they don't require racks. The nice thing about that is that it's a lot lighter than using racks and typical, even soft panniers. That's going to be a much heavier setup. Also, this keeps the bike much narrower than using the racks and the panniers. So for adventure riding that that includes off-road riding, I really recommend the Highland X2 system. It's an update to the earlier Highland, and I have no complaints. I've used this extensively. I've tested it. I've dropped the bike with these on. I highly recommend them. I think they're a good value-priced alternative to something like a Moto Reckless, which is also an amazing product, and I fully recommend that product as well. So with the Highland, the normal kit that you're going to get is going to have the side bags, the inner waterproof bags, the bottle holders, which you put on with a MOLLE attachment, and then you can get different size tail bags. I usually use the larger tail bag, which I've got down here, and I used that on my last trip. It gives me a little more capacity, but also if you get this medium-sized one, they're going to include the tent pole bag as well. The other thing I like about this is that you get this quick access pouch on the beaver tail, which is very nice for storing items that you want to get to during your ride without having to dig into the luggage. So here's the smaller Olympus tank bag I was talking about. Here's the tent pole bag, which is very useful if you're using the smaller rear duffel bag. Here's the larger duffel bag. I think this is around 30 liters. I really like it. It has the air release valve here. When you're pressing the bag down, you can open this up and push out the air. That's very useful. Definitely highly recommend this bag, and I tend to use it more than the smaller one. Now, I mentioned that I have another luggage setup. So these are the Pannier Racks for the Tenere 700 from Tusk. They weigh, I'm going to say this is between 10 and 15 pounds, and it also comes with the top luggage plate, which is very useful. Although right now my bike has the top luggage plate without the rest of the racks, so you can get both versions of the top luggage plate. But if you get the Pannier Racks, it comes with the top luggage carrier. The reason you would put on the Pannier Racks is to use a more traditional pannier system. Tusk sells hard panniers. You can use panniers from other companies. But what I really like and do endorse after using them are the Tusk Olympus panniers. The Olympus panniers, well, compared to something like the Highland, which is on the bike now, they are going to make the bike wider, and it is going to be a heavier setup, but they quick release from the bike with these metal racks on the back, which is very convenient. Also, they have more capacity. So I believe that with the front and rear sort of bottle holders, these are around between 35 and 40 liters per side, but I'll put the exact amount below. So if you use these in combination with a larger tail bag, you can get more capacity than you would out of the rackless system. The Olympus bags are very durably constructed. They also have inner dry bags as well. They're a roll top closure bag. I found them to be very durable and a very effective soft pannier that's priced a lot below the competitors out there. I also really like the front and rear bottle holders. These are great for holding like extra gloves, Cliff Bar snacks, water bottles, Gatorade, anything you want to get to during the ride. It's really great to have these extra holders. All right, now let's cover some of the comfort and ergonomics setup that I like to use. So let's kind of start up at the front. I get a ton of questions about this. This is a clip-on windshield extension from a company out of Spain called Puig. Now, I get tons of questions about it. This is the medium-sized one. It clips on here and is very securely mounted, and then you can adjust the angle in many different positions to tailor the airflow. Whether you want more airflow hitting your face or you want to shoot the airflow up over your head, it's very effective. I use this on almost every motorcycle that I test and every motorcycle that I own. I have different sizes of them, and I highly recommend them. And RevZilla does sell these, so I'll put the link down below. So that's one thing there. Also on the front of the bike, I didn't mention yet the lighting. So I have the stock headlights. I do recommend using a headlight protector, which I don't have, but I'll link one below. I also recommend getting some driving lights. If you have crash bars, it's a great place to mount driving lights because it gives you better visibility for safety in traffic, plus it lights up the road at night. So I have the Thumper Jockey lights, which are very good value, and they're very bright, and I highly recommend them. I've been using them on this bike. They've been on this bike for a long time, actually, and Rocky Mountain does sell those. Let's talk about heated grips. So I have the Yamaha accessory heated grips. I like the way they integrate. They plug into the factory wiring. They're not quite hot enough, but they're not bad. I still would get these over the aftermarket solution just because the way the switch integrates, and I'll put a video or picture of that here, but I'm very happy with how the Yamaha heated grips work, although I wish they were just a touch warmer. I also use an Atlas throttle lock. I highly recommend the Atlas throttle lock. I have no affiliation with them. I had to pay for it myself, but it really allows you comfort on long trips by being able to lock in the throttle, and it's a substitute for having actual cruise control. Now, I use the Yamaha Rally seat, which is about an inch taller than the factory seat. For me, that really fixes the ergonomics of the bike and brings me up higher, and I have more legroom, and I just feel much, much better. But a lot of people have shared with me, they get on my bike and they feel it's very, very tall. So it raises the seat height to up around 36 inches, which is going to be too tall for most people unless you're over 6 foot. So beware of that. I just did not find the factory seat to be comfortable at all. Now for foot pegs, I'm using the IMS Core foot pegs. I don't like those huge, really crazy adventure style ones that some companies make. These are a lot bigger than stock and have good grip, and I think they're a good compromise, so I really recommend those pegs there. Also on the rear of the bike, I have the Tusk tail tidy kit, which gets rid of the huge ugly fender and gives you nice integrated blinkers, LED blinkers, and a tail light. It's been super sturdy, never an issue with it, and I've been very, very impressed with it. Let's talk about some of the performance aspects of the bike. So when I purchased this bike from Jesse, the first owner, who's one of my good longtime friends and riding buddies, this bike was actually used by Yoshimura to develop the exhaust for the bike. So it has a full titanium Yoshimura exhaust system. Now normally on my own bikes, when I'm spending my own money, I normally stick with the stock exhaust because I like things quiet, I like things legal and low emissions. However, I will admit that this provides a nice performance boost in combination with an ECU tune or computer flash to add a little bit more fuel into the equation. But the main thing I like about the Yoshimura system, of course, is it drops a lot of weight, it looks amazing, and the bike sounds incredible. If you've watched my videos, you've heard this bike, I'll put a clip of it here. But it sounds really, really amazing with this pipe, and I definitely recommend the Yoshimura. Okay, so I normally don't like to talk too much about tires because there's so much different opinions out there, but so many people ask me, so I will share with you and give you some links below. I've experimented with a lot of different tires. Now, keep in mind that I like to ride pretty aggressively off-road and through sand and through the desert, so I need a knobby tire on my adventure bike. I've tried the 80-20 type tires, and they just don't give me the confidence to take these heavy bikes off-road, and they hold me back. I don't like it. So I've experimented a lot. I've tried just about every tire out there. There's a lot of tires I like, but what I've settled on after experimenting and paying my own money for the tires, I'm not affiliated with the company, I found that I like the Motoz or Moto Z Rals rear tire and the new Dual Venture front tire. Now, I did not like, in full transparency, I did not like the Rals front tire or the Adventure front tire that they used to have. I found it wobbled very badly, and I did not use the tire, I did not like it. However, the Dual Venture tire has fixed that. It's extremely stable, there's no more wobbles in the rain grooves on the freeway. It's also reversible, so when you start to get leading edge wear or shark toothing, you can flip the tire around and get twice the life out of it. So highly recommend that tire. Make sure you buy the right size because it does come in like a tubed and a tubeless version. You want to get the right size for your bike. So I'll link the tires below. Rocky Mountain does sell them. They're one of the biggest distributors for Motoz, and that's where I buy my tires, and I have to pay for them. So that's just a transparent thing. I'm not getting these for free. Now, I feel like I'm forgetting stuff. I know there's other stuff on this bike that I just am overlooking, and so if you have questions, if you see something, let me know. I will respond to all the questions you put below in the comments of the video, so I appreciate the interaction. Any feedback, let me know. Any other suggestions that you guys like, let me know. And again, I'm being transparent about my affiliate links. Like, that helps support the channel and make this business viable. And if I don't have those sources of income, then this business is really not viable. So that's the truth. But I'm always trying to tell you there are alternative choices, and you should choose what's right for you. So if you like Moscow Moto luggage, great, get the Moscow Moto luggage. It's awesome. If you like Wolfman, get that. If you like other companies' protection equipment, you know, I like SW Motec. I support every company, as you see with my different motorcycles. So I really try to be unbiased, but I'm only recommending the products that I personally am willing to pay my own money for and that I've tested myself. So everything I'm talking about, I've put to the test and it works really well. So that's my recommendation. So I hope that you all got some value out of this. Put your questions below. Otherwise, thank you so much for your support, for being part of this community. Ride safe, and we'll see you out there.